and stability, and he is retaining both the head coach Dan Quinn and the general manager Thomas Dimitroff, bringing them back for the 2020 season with an eye, I think, on what this team showed in the second half of the season. In the first half, the Falcons were one of the biggest disappointments in the league, but they bounced back in the second half, played fairly well, and played well enough to convince Arthur Blank that it was worth bringing back these two men. Plus, he had his executive, Rich McKay, do extensive work and studies on the benefits of continuity and stability. And I think what that showed both Rich McKay and Arthur Blank was that it was probably a wise move to stick with these particular coaches. And Susie, let me just remind you of this. If we go back 1 year ago today, there were many people calling for the jobs of Ravens head coach John Harbaugh, Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin, and 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan. There were open calls for their jobs, questions about whether they would return. All three men returned, and at least two of the three are going to the playoffs potentially as the number one seeds in their respective conferences. Sometimes patience works.
That's just a great point. Continuity is key. Unfortunately, the outlook for some other head coaches really isn't as optimistic. Sunday, Monday, it's very tough. What situations will you be monitoring?
Look, everybody around the league is watching the Dallas Cowboys, as they've been doing all season long, and Jason Garrett, who's on an expiring contract. Now, this could be a case where the two sides simply just walk away from each other. The Dallas Cowboys decide they don't want to renew Jason Garrett's contract. He does not want to be back in Dallas. And so these two sides seemed ticketed for a divorce, a separation, but we'll see how this plays out on Sunday and whether the Cowboys can avert that with an NFC East title. As for the other team in that division, Pat Shurmur, the Giants head coach, many people wondering about his fate. He sounded glum about his future in the past. The Giants are the youngest team in the league. They have shown some improvement lately, but it might not be enough for a team that has made coaching changes in recent years, getting rid of Ben McAdoo after 2 years. Now Shurmur in his second year, he's on the hot seat. And then Doug Marrone in Jacksonville is another name to watch. We saw the Jaguars relieve Tom Coughlin, the executive vice president, of his duties last week. And this thinking is that Doug Marrone and the general manager, Dave Caldwell, appear to be safe. But let's see how the team plays in the last week of the season, and let's see ultimately what Jaguars owner Shad Khan decides to do. I'm told he has not made up his mind yet what to do.
Adam, we know you will keep us updated as always.
Thanks, Susie.
And now, taking a look at the AFC playoff picture, the Ravens have wrapped up home field advantage. The Bills locked into the 5 seed. All the other seeds are fluid. The Chiefs and Patriots still battling for a first-round bye. The Patriots can clinch a bye with a win or a Chiefs loss, while Kansas City needs to win and have the Patriots lose. How is this playing in the Patriots locker room? We get to ask Julian Edelman. Julian, we thank you for your time today. So you clinch a bye with a win over the Dolphins. Just describe the urgency, the feel in the locker room, if you guys can. Take a weekend off and then host a game. How big is that for you guys?
I mean, this is like a playoff game this week. I mean, if we go out and we win, we get to skip a whole round. So, the urgency is very high right now. We want to be on that upward trajectory of just continually trying to improve, taking advantage of practices, weeks, and preparation, and trying to play our best football. And playing the Miami Dolphins, a team that knows us inside and out, just like we know them inside and out. It's gonna be a tough battle. So, we're gonna have to go out and execute and really play a good ball game to go out there and try to get a W.
I ask this because everyone in the world is dissecting every wince that you make when you're on the field. What's the key for you? We know everybody's banged up now, but what's the key for you to be able to push through injury?
I think it's football. We're all banged up. It's week 17, and there's a lot of other guys on our team doing the same thing. So it's one of those things where you go out and you're putting it on the line for your teammates. You work very hard in the off season together, and it's football. It's a rough game. So I'm sick of actually talking about it. So
I know, please, I know you are. Had to ask.
Please.
So then I'll let your former teammate
Jules, what's up? What's up, Bubs? It's Nico here.
Nico, looking stylish.
All right,
look at him.
I got a quick question. I know there's a few fans out there.
Do we not get the steamer on the pants?
Well, they're okay. They're okay.
Nice.
I'm pretty steamy myself, so I'll straighten them out myself. Anyway,
hair's looking good.
Thank you. Quick question about the beard. I'm sure you had ex-teammates, that have had a nice beard. Is that a superstition, or do you trim it? What do you do with that thing to keep it the way it is?
I had this old teammate. He used to have a phenomenal beard, and I looked at it one day and I said to myself, man, I wish I could grow a beard like that. I believe he was Croatian. Ever since I saw that beautiful beard, I said, man, I'm going to do everything in my possibility to try to mimic that bad boy.
So now after the season, you cut it for the modeling career, correct?
Actually, we cut it for charity, Nico.
Last year, well, that's good. That's a good thing as well.
The Boys and Girls Club of Boston.
That's a great cause.
I think we generated $30,000 for it.
That is an amazing cause.
Show, so,
and then I'll see you on the billboards with the jeans. Looking good, my friend.
Oh, Nico.
You miss this, Julian. You miss this in the locker room, don't you?
I do. That was one of them. I love Nico, man. And I think he's doing an awesome job on NFL Live. And it's good to get to talk to him. And I'm proud of you, bro. I'm super proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate
Julian,
it.
do you see anything like this in the future for you? I mean, we always appreciate you spend a lot of time with us here on ESPN. Do you see maybe following in the footsteps?
The only thing I see in the future is the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, nice answer.
Hey, Bill would love that answer.
Well, speaking of them, and you guys did blow them out in week 2. Obviously, both teams are so different now. But what's special about preparing for the former coach like Brian Flores coming to Foxborough?
I don't know if it's special by any means. It's tough because they know you inside and out, and but on the other hand, we know them inside and out, and it's going to come down to execution. The first game is completely different. The teams are completely different. No team is the same team from September to December. So. Especially they have a whole lot of new moving parts, a lot of new guys, just as we do. So, it's one of those things where we got to take advantage of these next couple, this 48 hours going into the game and putting ourselves in a position to go out there and try to play our best game and continually trying to improve week in and week out. I know it sounds boring, but, that's what we're trying to do here.
And finally, because I know you're in a very serious mindset, I'm not going to ask either one of you to actually do this, but just who does do the better impersonation of Bill Belichick?
I feel like I have the lower voice, so I can, Julian, come on, just catch the ball, okay? Do your job. That's a good impression, and then Jules does a good one too. But it's a Friday, so I could see how he might be a little more businesslike right now because of the fact that the game's pretty close, right, Jules?
I give it to Nico. Hands down.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Well, he's still under contract. I'm not under contract anymore.
Very good.
Me and Nico will literally do accents for 3 hours at a time.
How about
Chicago accents?
How about Chicago ball coach there, Ditko? What do you know about that, Jules?
The Bears.
The Bears.
I think I must have Polish sausage in my lung.
That's my 16th heart attack there, Julian, okay?
Oh, man, I miss him.
We could just do this for the next.
We could do impersonations
in the next 60 minutes.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah.
Julian, we appreciate the time, and we know it's on to Miami.
Nico.
Yeah.
Nico, you look like Tom Cruise and Rain Man over there, dude. With that
Rain
gray
Man.
suit. Look at you.
Thank you. That's nice. We can go gambling now. I like it.
Look at him.
I got the Jordans on too, so you're messing with me about that.
I saw that, dude. I saw that.
Here we go.
Stylish.
I'm a dad style. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, good to go now?
Yeah, we're
Dad
good.
bod.
We're good.
Just let them roll.
All right, guys.
Just let them
Miami
roll.
Dolphins.
Go hydrate, Jules. Come on.
Yeah.
Go drink your water.
Good luck, Julian. Appreciate
Wrong
it.
side.
See you guys.
I'm done. I'm out.
All right, okay.
You guys have fun. Coming up on NFL Live, the 49ers and Seahawks will battle for the NFC West title Sunday night in Seattle. What do our analysts think about who comes out on top? Got that for you. Plus, Damian is getting fired up. You should see him.